So, when we think about it in the concept of market research, what are the three primary areas that we really need to be focusing on? And we target those things as the feasibility of the concept, the idea, the product, the service that we're bringing to the marketplace, really understanding the depth and breadth of the competition that resides out there, and certainly the market itself. Is the market increasing? Is the market decreasing? Is the market flat? What sectors of the market are strongest? Which ones are weakest? How can I position myself to take advantage of those things? So let's look at feasibility of the concept that we're bringing to the marketplace. How do I conduct a feasibility analysis of this? Well, oftentimes we utilize outside industry experts. Well, isn't that cool? For us, we probably have access to that. Yes, we've got a database of more than 1,200 industry experts that can give us information on virtually any concept that can be presented to us to gather background information on. How does that help you? Well, there are lots of resources that you can tap into to gather information on a product or a service. If you're looking at providing a service to the marketplace, where would you start? Local universities are a wealth of information. You can tap into faculty members whose specialty might be marketing. Oftentimes they're staying very current in their subject matter. They're required to do that. They're writing white papers, they're writing articles for magazines, they're conducting research themselves. A great place to start is with some of the marketing faculty at universities. Colleges and universities have those people around, and they'll talk to you. They'll explain what they know about the market, and if they can't give you that much information, they'll direct you to other resources. Oftentimes, again, that don't cost you anything other than a little bit of time to talk to folks, gather some direct information. Primary market research is what you're conducting here when you're gathering first-hand information. Instead of trying to glean it off of the internet, where we look at what we call secondary market information, but here you can gather primary stuff. And it may be these nuggets of information that are invaluable. An example, here in Beloit, working with the city of Beloit on a project where they've been doing some field testing of adding hydrogen gas and injecting that into the engines of vehicles, either gasoline-powered or diesel-powered vehicles. Well, they've been collecting information themselves about the performance of the vehicles and the emissions of the tailpipe and lots of other things associated with that, but they were really looking to get themselves connected with a true industry expert that could collaborate with them on this beta test of all of these different applications and see what the long-term results might be. A couple of phone calls, and I found a professor at UW-Madison in the engineering department, Whitewater alumni, I'll say, which didn't hurt. But Mark Anderson has been doing work in the same field, looking at injecting hydrogen gas into either gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles. And he said, I'd love to meet with these people and spend some time and collaborate with them on this project. Wow. So it can be as simple as that. You know, it's rather serendipity at times, but it happens. So we can talk to people at universities, but maybe I can find some people in a variety of industries who would be willing to talk to me as well, especially if it's a manufacturer of a product and I want to provide a service that's related to that. I could easily talk to folks in their marketing department, people in their production area, and talk about, well, I'm using your product, but you know, it's difficult to use. Have you ever thought about making some changes to it this way or that way? Would that be of interest? And maybe we can collaborate on improvements to their product at the same time. It works for both sides. And generally you can find folks who are willing to talk to you.
Quick question on that. My situation is kind of a specialized or rare service. Online there are network forums and stuff like that, and a lot of them want to charge you, you know, your annual membership and stuff like that. do you find that those are beneficial? I mean, these are all people that are actually providing that service nationwide.
Sure.
I just don't know if they're really willing to
You know,
share.
it's a great question, Heidi, because there are lots of different resources I can tap into. Oftentimes, some of them can be expensive. If you want to get a lot of industry data, one of the best ways to get that is from associations, trade associations of membership groups. So if I'm an Ace Hardware store, my trade association collects a great deal of information about what's going on in the industry. And because I'm a member, I've got access to all of that. So I can see what the trends are, what's becoming more popular, what's starting to fall off in importance, so I can adjust my inventory accordingly. I may reallocate some dollars to a whole new section of the store to bring in some new products that are emerging in areas that I'm not represented right now. That information is only available to members unless you want to pay thousands of dollars to gain access to it. And there you have to weigh the benefits of what that information might provide to me against the cost of gaining that information. The problem is that you don't know what you're going to get until after you've paid for it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get disappointed in the results of what that extract looks like. I'm somewhat suspect oftentimes of a variety of websites that want to pull out my plastic right away and become a friend of theirs. I'd rather look for other resources, and I think we'll talk about some more of those opportunities for free as opposed to fee, and see if we can't satisfy some of those needs by doing that. But feasibility is a key component of looking at this as we go forward.